Alex Reed, the owner of a large office complex, sits behind a large oak desk. Papers and digital displays scatter across the surface, showing employee satisfaction reports. Alex, a figure of authority, appears troubled as he scrutinizes the data. He speaks to his executive assistant, Jordan, expressing concern over the consistently low morale among the cleaning staff and its impact on their work quality. Jordan suggests it might be the nature of the job, but Alex is unconvinced, feeling a deeper issue at play. Determined to understand the root causes, Alex decides to go undercover to get a first-hand look at the challenges faced by his employees. Standing by the window, he looks over at the building where the cleaning staff works, his resolve hardening. He instructs Jordan to set up his undercover operation. Transitioning to his new role, Alex adopts the guise of Chris, a new hire on the cleaning crew, ready to scrub away the gloss and expose the grit of the everyday struggles faced by his staff. The screen fades to black with the words, 2 weeks later, setting the stage for Alex's transformative journey into the world of his own employees. 2 weeks later, we see Alex, now Chris, being introduced to the cleaning crew in a stark, utilitarian break room of the office complex. He is dressed in a standard cleaning uniform, a stark contrast to his usual business attire. The crew supervisor, a no-nonsense woman named Marla, hands Chris a mop and a list of his duties for the day. As Chris struggles to keep up with the fast-paced instructions, the camera captures the bemused looks from some of the more seasoned crew members. Marla notices Chris's hesitation and reassures him, albeit briskly, that he'll get the hang of it soon. Chris begins his day under the watchful eye of Marla, who shows him how to properly clean the floors, emphasizing speed and efficiency. The physicality of the job quickly becomes apparent. Chris is shown sweating and struggling to maneuver the heavy cleaning cart down narrow hallways and into crowded office spaces. The other crew members move with practiced ease, darting between tasks with a speed that Chris finds hard to match. During a quick break, Chris tries to engage with his fellow crew members. He learns about the long hours and the constant pressure to keep everything spotless, all for wages that barely meet their living needs. One crew member, an older man named Eddie, jokes about how they're the ghosts of the office, rarely seen and even more rarely acknowledged by the daytime staff. As the day progresses, Chris experiences firsthand the disregard some office workers have for the cleaning staff. People leave messes on their desks, spill coffee on freshly cleaned floors without a second thought, and barely acknowledge him when he greets them. The frustration among the cleaning crew is palpable, and Chris feels a growing sense of empathy and respect for the hard work they put in, unnoticed and unappreciated. This day marks the beginning of a profound eye-opening experience for Alex, as he begins to understand the realities and challenges his cleaning staff face daily, which are far removed from the boardroom discussions and management reports. The episode ends with Chris sitting alone in the break room, reflecting on his day, realizing that this journey might change more than just operational practices. It might change him as well. As Alex continues his undercover role as Chris, the cleaning staff's daily struggles become more evident. One particular day, Chris is tasked with cleaning the executive floors, which are notoriously messy after board meetings. He discovers that the cleaning supplies they are provided with are substandard. The vacuum cleaners have poor suction, the mops are worn out, and there's a constant shortage of effective cleaning chemicals. Chris struggles with the equipment, which makes the job harder and more time-consuming than it needs to be. During his shift, Chris overhears a conversation between two cleaners, Maria and Tom, who discuss the recent cutbacks on supplies. They share frustration over how these cutbacks have not only increased their workload but also made it impossible to maintain the standards expected by management. Maria mentions how she has had to bring some of her own supplies from home just to get through the day's tasks. Chris also witnesses a safety incident when Tom slips on a wet floor that wasn't properly marked because the crew ran out of wet floor signs. Tom's fall isn't serious, but it underscores the potential dangers of inadequate resources. This incident prompts Chris to ask more about other workplace safety issues. The crew shares stories of minor injuries and close calls, expressing a resigned acceptance that their safety concerns are often overlooked by management. Later, while cleaning the cafeteria alone, Chris finds himself reflecting on the crew's morale. It's clear that the lack of proper equipment and safety measures not only makes their job harder, but also affects their well-being and job satisfaction. He realizes that these are not just operational issues, but also issues of respect and value. The day ends with Chris jotting down notes about what needs to change, determined to make real improvements once his undercover stint is over. This deep dive into the daily operations and the overlooked challenges faced by the cleaning staff solidifies his resolve to address these issues head-on, highlighting the gap between management's perceptions and the reality of the workforce's conditions. As Alex, still undercover as Chris, grows more accustomed to the daily routines of the cleaning staff, he begins to forge genuine connections with his colleagues. One quiet evening, while they're taking a longer break after a particularly grueling shift, he finds himself involved in a more personal conversation with the crew. They gather around a small table in the back of the break room, sharing cups of coffee and the occasional snack. During this break, Alex listens intently as Maria opens up about her life outside work. She speaks about her 2 children and how her job's low pay and inflexible hours make it difficult to spend quality time with them. She talks about missing her son's soccer games and her daughter's school events, which brings a sadness to her eyes. Maria's story is one of sacrifice, working multiple jobs to support her family while trying to be present in her children's lives. Eddie, the older man who joked about being a ghost, shares his own story next. He's been with the company for over a decade and has seen his share of management changes. He recalls the early days when he felt more appreciated and noticed a steady decline in working conditions and respect from office staff over the years. Eddie's story reflects a deep-seated resignation mixed with a flicker of hope that things might improve under the right leadership. Alex is moved by these stories, and they highlight the personal impacts of the workplace issues he's come to understand. He realizes that these aren't just employees. They are people with lives and families, hopes and dreams, all affected by the decisions made at the top. The weight of this responsibility begins to sink in. As the break ends and they all stand to return to their tasks, Alex feels a renewed sense of purpose. These stories have not only provided him with insight into the struggles of his employees, but have also humanized the impact of his company's policies. The emotional connection forged here deepens his commitment to making meaningful changes once his undercover experience concludes. The episode closes with Alex, alone again, reflecting on the stories shared and the changes he plans to implement, recognizing that improving the workplace is not just about logistics but about enhancing the lives of those who work there. As the days pass, Alex's experience as Chris deepens his understanding of the cleaning staff's daily realities. One afternoon, a pivotal incident occurs that crystallizes the need for change. While cleaning one of the main conference rooms, Chris witnesses a tense and revealing encounter between a member of the cleaning crew, named Luis, and a middle management executive. Luis is quietly wiping down the conference table when the executive storms in, visibly upset. He berates Luis for still being in the room, claiming that the cleaning crew should know better than to be in the conference areas during business hours, despite it being the scheduled time for cleaning this particular room. Luis tries to explain the schedule, but the executive dismissively tells him to finish up quickly and stay out of sight in the future. Alex, witnessing this exchange from the corner of the room, sees the humiliation on Luis's face and the dismissive attitude of the executive. This moment highlights the lack of respect and understanding that the cleaning staff often endures, reinforcing the issues Alex has been noting throughout his undercover stint. Feeling a mix of anger and resolve, Alex decides that this can't be the norm and that a cultural shift within the company is necessary. This incident becomes the spark that prompts Alex to plan immediate and long-term changes. He realizes that improving working conditions goes beyond just better supplies and schedules. It also involves fostering a culture of respect and appreciation across all levels of the company. Determined, Alex spends the remainder of his shift contemplating the specific actions he will take to address these issues. He considers implementing regular training sessions for all staff on workplace respect, revising the cleaning schedules to avoid such conflicts, and perhaps most importantly, establishing a direct line of communication between the cleaning staff and upper management. As the day ends, Alex feels a profound shift in his mission. What started as an undercover project to simply understand operational challenges has evolved into a personal crusade to transform the company's culture. This incident, a clear example of the systemic problems within his business, solidifies his commitment to not only change how things are done, but also to ensure that every employee feels valued and respected. The episode closes with Alex, still in his role as Chris, looking determined and ready to make significant changes, recognizing that the path ahead will be challenging but crucial for the company's integrity and morale. After the incident involving Luis and the executive, Alex spends several nights reflecting deeply on everything he has observed and learned while undercover. He comes to understand that the issues at hand are not isolated incidents, but symptoms of a broader, systemic problem within the company culture. It becomes clear that any solution must address the roots of these issues, not just their manifestations. One evening, sitting alone in the break room long after his shift ends, Alex drafts a comprehensive plan on a worn notebook. His plan involves several key initiatives aimed at transforming the workplace. Improving communication, Alex decides to establish regular town hall meetings where employees at all levels can voice concerns and suggestions in an open forum. He believes that facilitating direct communication between staff and management will promote a more inclusive atmosphere. Upgrading equipment and supplies. Recognizing the impact of inadequate tools on both efficiency and morale, Alex plans to invest in state-of-the-art cleaning equipment and high-quality supplies. He understands that providing the best tools for the job is essential for the staff to perform their duties effectively and with pride. Enhancing training and development. Alex sees the need for ongoing professional development for the cleaning staff, including training in the latest cleaning techniques and safety protocols. He also plans to implement sensitivity and respect training for all employees, focusing on fostering mutual respect across the company. Revising policies and schedules. To address the logistical challenges and conflicts noted during his undercover work, Alex plans to revise the cleaning schedules to ensure they are both efficient and mindful of the cleaning crew's visibility and interaction with office staff. Establishing a recognition program. To combat the lack of acknowledgement and appreciation for the cleaning staff, Alex intends to create a recognition program that highlights and rewards the hard work and dedication of support staff members. Filled with a renewed sense of purpose, Alex is eager to return to his role as CEO and begin implementing these changes. He believes that these initiatives will not only improve working conditions but also build a stronger, more cohesive company culture that values every employee's contribution. The episode closes with Alex walking out of the building at dawn, the first light of morning casting long shadows. He looks up at the sprawling office complex, a contemplative figure ready to usher in a new era for his company. The weight of his responsibility is palpable, but so is his determination to create a better workplace for everyone. The day finally arrives for Alex to reveal his true identity and initiate the changes he has planned. The cleaning staff gathers in the same break room where many of their shared conversations took place, expecting a routine meeting. The air buzzes with the usual chatter until Alex steps forward, not as Chris, but as himself, Alex Reed, the CEO. The room falls silent as Alex begins to speak, first apologizing for his deception. He explains his motivations for going undercover, expressing how deeply moved he was by the challenges and stories he witnessed. The staff's initial shock slowly turns to curiosity as Alex shares his insights and the moments that particularly affected him, including the incident with Luis and the executive. Alex then outlines the changes he is committed to implementing. Improve communication channels, including regular town hall meetings where everyone, regardless of position, can speak openly about workplace issues. Upgrades to cleaning equipment and supplies to ensure the staff has the best tools at their disposal. Comprehensive training programs for all employees to foster a culture of respect and professionalism. Revised cleaning schedules that consider both operational efficiency and the well-being of the staff. A new recognition program designed to celebrate the hard work and dedication of the cleaning staff regularly. As Alex details each initiative, the room's atmosphere shifts from skepticism to a cautious optimism. Many staff members, including Maria and Eddie, begin to express their gratitude and relief, hopeful about the prospect of truly improved working environment. In the weeks that follow, Alex stays true to his word. The company rolls out new high-quality cleaning equipment, and the first of many town hall meetings brings various staff members together to discuss improvements and feedback. Training sessions on respect and communication begin to bridge gaps between different groups within the company, fostering a newfound sense of community. The implementation of these changes isn't without its challenges. Adjustments to the cleaning schedules require fine-tuning, and not every executive is quick to adapt to the new culture of openness and respect. However, Alex remains involved, addressing issues as they arise and ensuring that the company continues to move forward with its new policies.